What now? Really, what now? You look at this Dolphins team, and it doesn't scream contender. Not anymore. It's not even whispering it. Something's off. You can feel it. You can see it in the way people talk about them, like they're already slipping into that foggy NFL middle ground, too talented to implode, too flawed to scare anyone. And here's the uncomfortable part. Maybe they know it too. Let's not pretend this roster is fine. Let's not pretend they're just a couple tweaks away. Because if they were, would we really be sitting here talking about trading Tyreek Hill? Would Jalen Ramsey be in headlines again? Not for locking down receivers, but because the front office might be done with him already? Let's start there. Ramsey, a name that carried weight, swagger, and now uncertainty. It wasn't long ago Miami traded for him thinking they were pushing all in. That was the move of a team ready to win, not one planning for a soft reboot. He came in, made noise, did his thing, even made good on the hype when healthy. But here we are, and his name's floating again. Trade bait, contract casualty, locker room whisper. The Dolphins are reportedly listening. That's not a rumor. That's not fan fiction. That's how front offices talk when they're past the honeymoon phase and looking for a way out. Los Angeles is sniffing around again. A reunion with the Rams isn't off the table. So what changed? Is this about money, performance, personality? Maybe all of it. Maybe none. But the fact it's out there, loud and public, says plenty. And that brings us to the one that really stings. Tyreek. No one expected this. Not really. Maybe some cracks showed. Maybe there were murmurs, but trade rumors? Real trade rumors? That cuts deep. This isn't just another fast guy. This is the guy. This is the engine that made McDaniel's offense scary. The threat defenses respected even when nothing else worked. And now, he's linked to Dallas. Of all places. America's team. Jerry's circus. And it kind of makes sense. That's the worst part. The fit's there. CeeDee Lamb needs a co-star. Dak needs someone who forces defenses to think twice. And Tyreek, even on an off year, still puts fear in corners the second he lines up. The idea feels ridiculous until you look at Miami's cap sheet, until you realize how fragile everything's become. Let's not sugarcoat it. Hill didn't dominate last year. Not like before. 959 yards. 6 touchdowns. Respectable? Sure. But a step back, undeniably. Injuries didn't help. Tua missing time, again, didn't help either. And when that timing fades, when that connection breaks rhythm, you see it. Hill still scared defenses, but the offense didn't scare anyone. It sputtered. It slowed. And somewhere along the way, so did the vision. Now, rumors get loud in the NFL offseason. Most die quietly. But this one's lingering. And the Cowboys. They didn't draft a big-time receiver. That window is there. And you never count out Jerry when there's a headline to chase. The question isn't whether they want Hill. The question is, do the Dolphins still want Hill? Or are they ready to cash out before things get worse? It's uncomfortable because he's still producing. Because he's still Tyreek. And Miami gave up real capital to get him. But look closer. Look at the vibe. There's tension. Hill left Tua off his top 5 quarterbacks list. Read that again. This isn't some random analyst stirring drama. This is your star wide receiver. Your supposed number 1 weapon. Not even acknowledging the guy who throws him the ball. That's not normal. That's not something you ignore. That's a crack. And cracks spread. So here we are. Ramsey might be gone. Hill might be on his way out. This isn't a teardown, not yet. But it's a shift. A pivot. And the question is whether Miami's front office has the stomach to follow through. Because once you start pulling the thread, it rarely stops with just 1 or 2 names. Look around. This roster has holes. The offensive line's still shaky. The running game has flashes, but not consistency. And Tua? Still an open question. Still a walking gamble. When he's on, he's good, really good. But how often is he healthy? How long can you keep hoping he stays upright when every hit feels like a coin flip? This isn't just about clearing cap space. It's about figuring out who you really are. Are you the team that started hot and faded? Or are you the one that's just one more offseason away from getting over the hump? Because you can't be both. And right now, it feels like the Dolphins are stuck in the middle. unsure which version to believe.